Hey, what's up, everybody? So I shaved my facial hair this morning, trying it out, see if I like it or not. Still giving it a chance if I like it. So let's move on from that. Respectability politics. So what's that? So those of you who don't know, respectability politics is basically, in a nutshell, being the good Negro. It was coined about 30-something years ago, one of those artsy-fartsy academic types, and it's a lot of black people use this as a derogatory, but I'm here to talk about why it's a good thing. Respectability politics is basically being a respectable and respected person in the eyes of the general society. Not just your clique, not just your hood, but being a respected and respectable person in your society, in your community, in your career, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why you need to embrace respectability politics and run away as fast as you can from anything that is not advocating this, because this is for black people's own good, and here's why. Okay, number 1, why do you want this culture? Why do you want this black culture? It is corporate created. It's been corporate created for a long time. We're no longer spontaneously creating new music genres like rap and disco or even crunk. We're not creating anything from the ground up anymore. Black culture is a corporate created culture, and why is this something you're fighting for? The culture, our culture basically comes from Disney. What's Disney Plus advocating? What do they allow us to happen? Viacom. So what's BET putting out there? BET's been white owned for a while now, people. What's Universal putting out there? What are the things that they're putting on TV or making go viral? This, that, and the other that we're embracing. It doesn't come from us. It has to get the seal of approval. You know, they're Disney, Viacom, all these people. They basically tell us who to vote for, who to root for, who to aspire for. You know, like we do it. We still got that slave mentality. Jay-Z's an approved person. I should like. He's an approved rapper who used to be a drug dealer and this, that, and the other. I like him. I will root to aspire for him. Kanye West, no, even though he's clean cut, not clean cut, but even though he's a good dude and pursued his passion and fights mental illness and believes in God and so on and so forth. No, not him. He's not approved. Whether he's, we used to approve of him until they told us not to approve of him, and we switched on that. Anyway, so also with this corporate created black culture, they don't even have anything worthwhile in it to begin with. They don't have anything that's even worth it. We used to have, when black people were solely created, we're actually making the movies. We're in regular black people, not some, not Jamaican immigrant people. I mean, actually black people from black descendants of slaves, black, not Jamaican black, not English black, black, American black. Back when we were creating stuff, when we were creating TV shows like Good Times, those were black people in the hood talking about their struggle, their aspirations, and all that stuff was realistic. We were creating Shaft. They were strong black people. They say what you want about the blaxploitation movement, but they were strong alpha black men. And there's no cool black men. There's no aspirational cool black men. You'll never get a Samuel L. Jackson being that Samuel L. Jackson thing that he used to be. You're never going to get that again. You're never going to see that. There's no black alpha man. There's no, you used to walk down the street and people thought you were that cool black guy. Now you're just, whatever. They used to think you were something to be feared almost, for better or worse. But what do we got now? What are the black men now? They're all goofballs. They're usually fat with the glasses. They're nerds. They're a bunch of simps. They're gay. And there's no black manliness, and there's nobody And then anytime you do see someone powerful, you know, they work for someone, their power, their success is attributed to some powerful entity. And then our athletic role models, we don't have a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who's this educated, you know, well-spoken. Yeah, I'll say it. He's this educated, well-spoken black guy. Yeah, be well-spoken if you can. I have a lot to work on. I'm from Rhode Island, so I got the accent and all that stuff. But be well-spoken. Even I, who telling you to be well-spoken, I don't consider myself as well-spoken as I should be. We used to have Dr. J. He was a doctor. He literally was a doctor. He went to UMass. I went to UMass. You know, we're both UMass brothers. Like we had these great guys. What do we have now? We have dumb as athletes out there who not only do they not graduate college anymore, some of them don't even go to college. We got LeBron James and all these other people for the past generation. This generation of athletes skip college, went right into the pros from high school. I mean, they're not even putting the facade on there, and they got the stupid tats, they got the baby mama drama, they got the same problems you do. You know, they ain't any different than you are, except they got money. They got the baby mama drama. If they do get married, they're marrying scrippers. You know, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying, like, they're doing the same ghetto stuff. They got the same ghetto ignorant politics as you do. There is absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing in it for you. And the other thing that this corporate created, and I don't just mean from the business world either. I mean, I'm just kind of using a catch-all term. It's a top-down. So, you know, the multinational oligarchical corporations, the white academia, which I repeat myself, you know, every piece of the establishment that is basically just a bunch of globalists right now who want us all just be on the same page as each other and centralize government control. That's a different story. But it's all coming from them. You know, you have George Soros and the Davos Group, and you know, all these people have a lot more to do with creating black culture than Peanut and them. And they just created that. They want this black matriarchy. There's a lot of, I'll get into why black matriarchy. It sounds like I'm being chauvinistic. It sounds like I'm being misogynist. But I'll tell you why black matriarchy was government, corporate created, working hand in hand. Why it's destructive. I'll get into that at some other point. But they want a black matriarchy because, short and simple, it breaks tradition. It breaks the family. It breaks the familiar, actual nuclear family of the black family, which is non-existent anymore, and it makes you more susceptible to the control of these entities, these government, corporate, globalist entities. Leaves you just right there in the field to be picked by these predators. And you know, the black matriarch is bad. I mean, brothers, fellow Negroes, I'm gonna tell you something blunt. I'm gonna tell you a very hard truth. If your child doesn't have your surname, has the mother's surname, then you have failed. You have failed. You have failed. You have failed. Okay, so that was number one. We're defending a corporate created black culture is not our culture, and doing the opposite of that corporate created black culture will get you far. Will get you respect with who it matters. It'll get you respect with those who matter, the power players and all that. You will rise in life if you don't adhere to this faux culture of ours that's been faux for more than 2 generations at this point. So number two is we have to stop circling the wagons and embracing and empowering and enabling our losers. I already said before, they got us worship our athletes, our celebrities. They got us worshiping the tatted and the fatted. You know, Lizzo is gross. Yo, Lizzo is gross. That's not beauty. That's not healthy. That's not anything. You follow Lizzo, you will get diabetes. You will get a heart attack. You will have high blood pressure. I don't care if she's healthy now. She's healthy now because she's young, but she is gross. I don't even want to think about her hygiene. What's going on between the folds? What she must smell like down there, so on and so forth. I hate to be, but don't be afraid. Number two, I'm going to just put it like this: don't be afraid to politically say fuck our people's losers. Fuck our single mothers. Fuck our criminals. Fuck our welfare recipients, so on and so forth. Now, don't cut them off personally. You need to be a role model. You need to be engaged in their lives. You need to be the light they need to see. They may not be, they haven't been told to want to see this light, but you need to be the light they need to see. So personally, you need to be there for it. But politically, you need to stop voting on their behalf. You need to vote on someone who's got a business plan, an economic plan to make, so you can make your life and your family's life better. You don't throw away your vote on somebody who wants to be soft on crime because you know a bunch of black criminals. Them N-words did that crime 90-something% of the time. They did that crime. Don't throw your vote away on somebody who's just going to do that crime again. Don't throw your vote away on a woman who made bad decisions in life, who got 8 different kids from 7 different baby daddies. Don't throw your vote away on her welfare. Don't throw your vote away on her bad decisions. She couldn't choose a good man or couldn't keep a good man. Don't you dare throw your vote away on that crap. You got your own stuff. You got your own family to be voting for. You can't be voting for the welfare instead of your wellness. You can't. I'm going with that. You can't vote for the welfare over your wellness. You got to be you can't feed the poor if you're one of them. It's just going to be this cycle over and over again. That's never been fixed. Poverty rate has been the same for 60 years of this bullshit. And we're still voting for it because we think that's charity. God's charity, real charity. That you need to walk away from our losers. So walking away from our losers, you get clumped in. You're over here fighting for these losers, voting on behalf of these losers. So guess what? Guess what people on the outside are going to think? You are a fucking loser. So don't do that. Don't stop doing that shit. Vote for what is good in life. Vote for who is good in life. Vote for who wants good in life. Vote for something that God would want to see. And no, God doesn't want to see you throwing a vote away on a dude who keeps on committing crimes and going to jail and saying, why you lock me up for? God doesn't want to see you voting for some promiscuous chick who keeps on having baby mamas out of wedlock. That's not what you should be voting for. So that's part of respectability politics. If you want to be respected, vote. Be politically active in things that are respectable and get you respect. And finally, the biggest thing, number three thing of what's making you think respectability politics is bad, what's got a derogatory term, and making you think that it's some good Negro-ish, some Uncle Tom, sellout, coon type of stuff out there, got you in your mind, are the luxury beliefs of these educated white people, usually white women, and not all white women, but the Democrat vote and the Joe Biden, the I'm with her types, the Biden-Harris sticker people on there, the Ukraine flag crowd. The idea of luxury beliefs. Look up. There's a lot of good videos on it. The guy who created the concept of luxury beliefs is he's a really cool guy. He's an Asian guy. Pulled himself up by bootstraps. Blah blah blah. Served in the military, I believe. A lot of YouTube. Search this guy out. Wrote about it in the New York Post, I believe, the first time around. So basically, what a luxury belief is a belief that basically you're the guinea pig, or the disenfranchised is the guinea pig. And people who are comfortable in life, people from that soft, affluent, white background, they're pushing this nonsense that's destructive to the way the rules are in our society on you. And meanwhile, they're not living by those rules because it's just a luxury. They have the luxury of telling black people, oh, carriage before marriage. Oh, black people, you don't need to be healthy at any size, beautiful at any size. Oh, you don't need no man. They're pushing. They fool black people into thriving for the bad, the destructive, and meanwhile they're living their lives the opposite. They're married. They go to school. They're on the straight and narrow. They're not committing crimes. They're staying away from crimes. They know the rules. They're raised with the rules. These are their rules. They know what the playbook is innately by osmosis because this is their rules. This is their society. We have to play by that. They got us doing the opposite of what they're doing. They're doing success. They're living by the blueprint of success. So when you're not walking on the path of success, what path are you walking on? You're walking on the path of failure or destruction. So, and they get to pat themselves on the back, because to them, this kind of mindset that they have, what's important to them is their intentions. They can lead you down any destructive path. Again, they are not following that path. It's because they have what's called luxury beliefs. They're not following that path. But as long as they tell themselves that they're a good person and have good intentions, it doesn't matter if it's destructive. There's no logic. There's no consequences involved for them. And they get to pat themselves on the back. They get to put on whatever avatar. They get to put on a Black Lives Matter flag, or a rainbow flag, or a Ukraine flag, or whatever flag du jour that they're told to believe in this month. And they just push you off that cliff and say, I gave a massage. No, you pushed me off a cliff. And, white folks are learning calculus at 10. They're learning calculus in middle school. And what do they tell us? What do they tell black folk? Math is racist. Stay away from math. It's racist. You don't want that. It's called, what it is called, the soft bigotry of low expectations. They got us down here. So they got us believing we should be living life, playing life on easy mode. And a lot of times on easy mode, when you play, people know video games, when you play on easy mode, you don't get the achievements, you don't get the bonuses, you don't get the power-ups, you don't get the level ups, you don't get the cool secret ending or anything like that. You just play on easy mode. But when you play on expert mode, you get all the level ups, you get all the good secret endings, you get all the XP. You get all of that stuff. So, they also got us begging for this idea of representation. So, this luxury belief nonsense. So they get to think they created something by, what do you see now? It's always a token black woman on TV now. She usually loves the science. She's usually just this great, amazing person. They think they did it. Whoever cast that thinks they did it. They created equity with casting the black woman. They race and gender swap some Marvel character. Now she's a black woman. They inserted black women in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. She's going to be, it hasn't come out yet as of this recording, but she's going to be the main character and not Obi-Wan Kenobi. They think they did it. And people, the liberals watching that show, by watching that, they think they did it. They think they contribute to the betterment of black people. Because again, they get the luxury of sitting back and watching that. They think all I got to do is put somebody of color, put some marginalized person on TV. And that's it. And they got us begging, we need more representation, more representation. Fuck representation. You know what you need? You need ownership. Now, if we're asking these kindly white liberals, kindly asking these establishment people for representation, why the hell aren't we asking them for ownership? Why don't we own our ish? Why is it all just in the hands of a few, the centralized economic, media, academic, political consolidation that we have to ask for representation of? We don't ask for to have power. We don't ask to even be in the power structure. We want some token. We want to be represented in a job. We want a quota for hiring. We want a quota for admissions. We want to see ourselves. There's nothing more powerful than seeing yourself on TV. No, ownership. And that's the luxury belief. These people own homes. They want you renting. They want you on government subsidized housing. They want you on Section 8. They own people. They don't. A lot of times they don't own just one house. They got beach house and all that stuff, but they got you thinking renting. They don't want you owning shit. What did they say? You'll own nothing and you'll like it. Well, they already got black people, without thinking the ownership. Ownership is generational wealth. You pass that down. I know poor people. I know a lot of working class, just regular working class white people who have some aunt who died and they ended up getting some money because that aunt owned a house, and then when she died, she passed that money down. They didn't, and they seeded that money, and then they bought homes, and then then they get in personal wealth, and now they have children. Their kids are going to live in the comfort of that wealth and have that stability of ownership, and then so on and so forth. And I know poor white people who get banked with with just aunts and uncles. Never mind the kind of stuff they get with mothers and fathers, and the luxury belief of the white people who push these luxury beliefs are married to the parent of their child, and they have ownership, and then they're passing stuff on to their child. What do these people with these luxury beliefs tell you? You black guinea pigs out there, they're telling you you don't need to get married. Marriage, that's the old system. You don't get that. Something like upper 80% of white people are married, but something like 80-something% of black people are not married, and we're a nation of bastards with the mother's last name and all that stuff, and accepting lower schools, accepting bad neighborhoods, accepting this lower tier, the things that they would never, they buy a house. Number one thing they look at is the school district, the educational thing. They choose school districts that are better than the parochial schools that I've seen black mothers put in double shifts their whole lives to keep their kids out of the crappy public schools we're given, to put them in parochial school, working their ass off to get them in their parochial school. My godmother did that. And these white people are like, no, I'm choosing a neighborhood based on the school system. I'm getting before I go on Redfin or the MLS, I'm going to greatschools.org. I'm making sure my kids are on the path of success, where they're giving you the critical race theory and they want your LGBT teachers, teaching you how to, masturbate or something like that, or, swap. Basically, a long story, to put it all, wrapping this finally, is respectability politics empowers you. It empowers you. It empowers you a lot more than your dreadlocks, your dashiki, or whatever. You've violated or pushing to violate a dress code to piss off HR, to live this stupid, destructive black life we've been living for since the 60s. That ain't been doing us jack shit. It has not made us better in one way or another. It's made us worse. It's made our families worse. We get raised by our mothers and our grandmothers instead of our mothers and fathers, and it shows. The criminal justice loves single moms. That's a story from another day. Respectability politics, being that good Negro, living a life by the rules. That's where success is. That is where success is. Not this destructive stuff. Not repping your hood. Not keeping it real. I know I'm using old black man language. I don't keep up with slang. I don't care what the slang is. But we used to say things like rep your hood and all that stuff. No. Follow the blueprint. Jay-Z got a blueprint. Don't sell crack. Don't sell crack and open up a record label with that money. You know what happened if you did that right now? RICO, and you'd be they'd confiscate all of your possessions, and you'd end up locked up in jail. Don't do that blueprint. Do the real blueprint. You're not gonna win success by following Jay-Z. You're gonna get success by following Jason. Sean Carter ain't gonna help you. Sean, O'Connery. He's the dude you need to follow. So yeah, embrace respectable politics. The black culture is corporate anyway and fake. They got you throwing your vote away on our losers, the people you shouldn't be following. They got you throwing your political capital away on these things, and they got you following luxury beliefs that they have that they don't even follow. So I'll leave you with this. Where's Tiffany Dover? Talk to you guys soon. Let me know how you like this bed. Please like, subscribe, share, and all that other good stuff. Bye.